Welcome, guys, back with another episode of Talking Tuesday, episode 3. This time it's going to be about my recruiting process, how I was recruited out of high school, specifically to UNCW, but also to the other schools that were recruiting me. So I feel like it's going to be a good conversation. Now, I'm making another video about like my Division I story. It's going to be like all what I did through high school, like my high school career, like what I do to get recruited, like what I jumped, when I jumped it, when I started doing good, etc., etc. I have the video for that. I just got to put the voiceover, kind of like we're talking now. I just got to put my voice over it and then talk about it. So that video should be, I'm going to try to finish that within like at least a week because I'm going to Vegas next week for my birthday. So obviously I can't do it then. But so it might be a week before I get that video out. So I just wanted to have this Talking Tuesday episode kind of more specific on my recruiting process, which I think is the most important part of that video and the most exciting. So I want to start with when I got my first letter of interest. It was from a college out in California called Pomona-Pitzer University. It was kind of like my first letter I ever received from a college. It was my I think it was the beginning of my junior year. And they wrote me saying, hey, you jumped 6'4" your sophomore year, we're interested in you, if you're interested, yada, yada, yada. And they emailed me a lot, but I was like, I don't know if I want to move to California to go to school at Pomona-Pitzer, but yeah, that was my first ever like letter of interest from a college, and it really inspired me to like keep going with this track thing. But in track and field, I'm not sure if it's the same with other sports, but I know in track and field, sometimes the colleges you want to go to or the colleges you have interest in, sometimes they might not reach out to you first. Like I know when I got my email from Virginia Tech and in schools like that, what I had done is I'd go on their athletics website and they have like an athletic recruiting questionnaire. And you can find it on their athletic website for those of you who are interested in like getting your name out there, getting what you do out there to colleges. If you go on like the athletic websites for a college that you might be interested in, you fill out an athletic questionnaire and you fill out like what events you do, what your PRs, like what your achievements are, if you're a captain, etc., etc. And a lot of the times that's the main way that recruiting works in track and field, because there is a lot of athletes out there, and it is a big selection of people. Schools are recruiting all along the East Coast. I know UNCW recruits all along the East Coast, and a lot of these athletes have filled out the questionnaire. And I apologize about the sudden cut. I received a call, so it stopped the video. But yeah, the recruiting questionnaire is big, you guys, and it's a really big help in in steps for recruiting for track and field, because not all the times not every time will you get the email from the coach or you'll get the call from the coach, because they just simply don't have your number. And a few schools that I was getting recruited to sent their letter in their mail to my school, and it was given to me from my coach. Like UNC Asheville did that, like Pomona and Pitzer, that university I was talking about earlier, did that. But not all the time will the school try to go through all that hassle to try to find what's your email, what's your number, all that stuff. So the recruiting questionnaire is where you fill all that out, and it's really important. And I really recommend that to any athlete who has aspirations to be a collegiate level athlete, to do that and get your name out there. Even if you're just a sophomore, even if you're still in your junior year, get that email out, show them what you can do, get your name on the map, and that will really increase your odds of getting recruited. And again, I'm not sure if it's like that with any other sports. I wasn't recruited for any other sports, just track and field. So mostly I'm speaking for track and field. But I'm sure with soccer, other sports like that, it's kind of similar. I would assume that they would have a recruiting questionnaire. And again, it's found on the website on the school. But talking about my decision and what really got me colleges interested in me, and my decision on what college I want to go to was my junior year. Mostly is when it happened, when I jumped 6'6" several times, won a conference championship, got second at states. I got my name on the map, but and that's when really colleges started getting interested in me, not only at the D2 level but at the Division I level, which is ultimately where every athlete wants to go. But in most cases, everyone doesn't have that opportunity. So I'm really thankful for that. But yeah, my 6'6" jumps was what got interest in me from UNCW, and I kind of not that I didn't want to go to the other schools that were offering me it's just like UNCW is a perfect fit for me. So I'm going to talk about my recruiting process mainly to UNCW and stuff like that, you know. But still, I have a ton of respect for the other universities that recruited me, always. But I just knew UNCW was going to be the school for me. So I think it was my junior year summer where, you know, I got in contact with the coaches at UNCW. You know, we had mutual interest. And I took my unofficial visit the summer of my junior year. And I drove down to UNCW, and, you know, I spent the day with the coaches. They showed me around campus and stuff. And then they invited me to come back on an official visit. And I think, when was it? I think it might have been like later on in my junior year or like the start of my senior year. But I took my official visit, and I forget which year it was. But anyway, I took my official visit, and, you know, they paid for the hotel. And, you know, that's when the NCAA lets them, you know, let you stay the night with an athlete. You know, you get the room with one of the other track members. And, you know, the NCAA lets them pay for your parents' hotel, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of NCAA rules. Believe me, if you ever go through the recruiting process, whoever is your host for that night has gone through like the whole lecture on like what you can and cannot do, believe me. But yeah, it was fun. It was really exciting to go on my official visit to UNCW. I stayed with Mo, so shout out to Mo. If you're watching this video, shout out to you, dude. You're awesome. But yeah, that's kind of how my recruiting process went. And I committed after my official visit. I did my early commitment to UNCW. I accepted their scholarship offer, and the rest has been history. So yeah, that's kind of like how I got recruited to UNCW and how the recruiting process works. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments, especially if it's related to track and field, because all of you in high school, you know, if you're watching this video in your high school and you want to get recruited, I've been through that whole process, and a lot of the times I was on my own. So if you guys have any questions about the recruiting process or what you can do, please leave it in my comments. I'm always happy to answer you guys. Always happy to answer any questions you want. So thanks for watching this episode of Talking Tuesday. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, leave a like. And again, just comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.